All right, I think we're live. Hi, it's been a while. It's been a couple weeks, and so I'm going to do another stream. And in this stream, I'm going to work on the CLI builder. If you come here for the Lua game programming, sorry about that. This is what will be doing in this stream. Because I really need to get this going. And then just an update for the Lua programming. I'm still working on it. And in the last couple of weeks, I have some personal issue. It's not feeling well and things like that. And was take a little break of it. But at the same time, I was working on some graphic. So I will have a video soon about that, about what I've learned and things about it. And I think you will like it. But that's that. And for this one, well, it's about a CLI builder. Another thing is you can see I'm not showing myself today because the network is a little bit weird. So I want to see if this will make the quality of the streaming a little bit better, because there's less information to send, right? Because the videos, as I move and things, it takes the most bandwidth, and sometimes you see there's a delay in terms of my movement, and then maybe the sound is out of sync a little bit. So in this stream, I try to keep myself out of it, and hopefully this will provide a better experience. So without further ado, let's get started. And of course, the message is not right. So, do that. Yeah. So anyway, let's get. So as the title suggests, I was looking at this and decide to try it again. So what happened is, if you're following the previous videos on regarding CLI builder, I was trying to push forward and add a bunch of tests, and but then I kind of leave it in a weird state. And so right now, after like almost a month, like coming back, some of the things doesn't click and it's not that clear. And so what I did, because I was having some build errors, some test was failing, I just comment out the previous code and then just try to start fresh. And regarding the data-driven or data-oriented approach, is that's what I'm going to be trying to do. Because as you know, on the Lua side, it is more about kind of data oriented. I talk about it over there, and about that, and the Lua language, and also about Rust. So I'm going to try to do something similar over here, right? So now to just get started, this is what I have. With just reuse the app context for now. Might make some change to it, might not. We'll see. And the first thing I did is, well, not related to data-oriented design yet, but separating the type when we are putting in an option and not. So the difference is that when we are putting in an option, I would expect the call when you're creating it, it will get all the information from your options. And then if you do not, it will automatically go to the package JSON and load the information. So before in the in the last revision, quote unquote, with this code, it was trying to do a hybrid, right? You can provide some of the information, and then it will try to bring, pick up the remaining information from the package.json. So that's why originally I have this, right? You only need to specify a name, and then it will try to pick up the version and the description. But now I look at it, that's actually kind of bad, because while I require you to put in the name of the CLI, quote unquote, I can also pick up the same information in the package.json, right? If the information is the package does not have the bin, it will use the package name. If you have a bin, it uses the first one, and that kind of thing, right? So then it means the name could be optional too. But then, what are you going to put in? Put in a version, or put in a description? Or what if you put in a name and the version, but the version actually doesn't match with package.json, right? The idea was saying, okay, what you put in is what you will get. But now, after a month going back and looking at this, is feel like it's too much magic. I want to keep it simple in terms of both the implementation and also the understanding. When you use it, when there's less magic, sometimes it's a good thing. So that's what I have changed here. So now when we try to create it, you will either provide it, or you say without options. Of course, the test like this is not complete. Without options, then the app will get the, well, actually I can't really test it over here in this level, at the top level, but the idea is it will get the information from package.json. So actually, let me move this over here. Move this to this, right? And let's actually simplify this. Options need to specify name, version, and an option. Actually, since this is no, yeah, I do need to create a group. Oh, come on. With our options, although the flow is weird. Options without options. Do that. Let me keep it like that. Right. And say with option need to specify name, version, and description. And then with our options, guest name, package.json. Okay. And on that, I do have some tests over here. And maybe not this one. No name in package.json. Okay. Let me get this test over. Implement this one. Right. So yeah, nothing index, no pocket. Receive folder as name. So now here I can specify this. Later on, I'm going to combine this. Right now, it's really have nothing, right? So get the name, version, description. This will get nothing, and that's that. And if we run the test, it will fail, of course, because I haven't do anything over here. All right. So this failed as expected. And then the call was doing this. And over here I'm doing that, but now since the version and you either have it or you don't. Right, so and that I'll actually need to adjust it a little bit. Let me just put it over here. Well, it's not really this state, but I want to say okay. And this kind of I can keep it like that, but the version is empty. It could be undefined, so that's what I'm going to go in here and take a look at what I had. For now, let me come. CLI commands is still something that I'm going to need, so I'm going to revive it. Keep it empty. Object would be good enough. So now over here, app info version. So this get the low app info. Yeah, so this is the case. It's saying that if the package.json does not contain a version, then this version will be a undefined. Right, and the case for that is when the object, well, when you call it, you'll write your script inside a repository, just a ad hoc script. And then you end up not specifying the option, and so it will go back, go look up the current package.json, and if your package.json is, say, for example, in package.json for monorepo, then you would not have a version and also description. So the question is, what should I do in those cases? Right, and those are all separate tests. So let's get back over here. To get started, since it doesn't fail, so let's just save it like that. And this still kind of hold true. It will try to do this optimization to automatically get the name. That's fine. And then let's see if I have a test. Exit. Okay, that's okay. This is all getting name, getting version. No version. It will receive empty version string. Right. So this is what I want to look at this point. So this will be an empty string, which is not the case because over here didn't do that. So I will continue to do this. And you get undefined. Yes, that's true. Right, and so let's limit to this. Right, so now this pass. Okay, so those code can still be reused. And then let's see what else we can scavenge. Exit if call path not listed in bin. Get name. So let's do this get name first. Get name and get version. Then get description. Receive and description string. So I think all this still apply. While it's running, we organize this a little bit. No name in package.json receive folders. Get name from the bin. Get it from the object. And no version in package.json, just return empty. That's okay. Get version and get description. If not, you receive an empty. Okay, so that's fine. How about this one, the one that I just comment out? So meaning when there is no bin, which doesn't exist. There's no such case because these cases are for when you are running a CLI that you installed. Okay. And this case, well, maybe I should organize this a little bit. I feel like this time around, I want to have a even stronger focus on the scenario. Right, with our option, I probably would reverse the order over here. But for now, well, actually, I don't have to. Yeah, it's okay to keep it like this, although it's a little bit confusing. However, there are cases that you will have version, but you're still in the monorepo, right? Or in other cases, it's an echo script and so that things like that. So forcing the detailed scenarios would duplicate the test case for no obvious reason. And yeah, I can keep it like this. It's okay for for me to just leave it like that. So let's, before I commit, well, actually I won't commit because I lost basically all of the functionality. So I want to keep going, but at least I want to make sure that it's working well. Yeah, actually I can commit. So there's no name in package.json. Get the folder. That's fine. Is there any other case? I think that's all right. So get name from the bin object, all those are fine. If that, how about if there's name? So we talk about the monorepo scenario. So in the monorepo scenario, well, you can, you may or may not put a name in there. And if you do that, well, do you really want to name the automatically get the name of that as the CLI name? Most likely that is not what you want, right? That's not what you want. So let's see what I have here. I have a no nothing. This is empty, that's no name. So what if I have name? Which is this case, no bin. So let's see, no bin with an index. And well, this will fail, which is good. Yep, I will receive no bin. So here really is no bin in package JSON, receive folder as name. Right, or I really should say like this is no bin. That's the case. And if this, and this case is no longer valid, right? We don't really need to test this one. I think this is a better case because we just focus on the bin. If there's one, we kind of use it, although why? Okay. Although there's a corner case that, you know, when you are in a repository that you have a bin, and but that's for another, the actual CLI that you're exposing. Say you're writing a CLI application, so you have a bin, either is a bin string or bin object, it doesn't matter. And then on the side, you're also using this to create some ad hoc scripts, right? And so in that case, it will incorrectly pick up the bin and use that name. But however, since you're using it like that, I think this is a pretty minor corner case, and there's no good way to detect otherwise. So I would just keep it like that. I'll just keep it like that. So now this looks good. And the last test is this one. So that's okay. Right. So with that, I can remove this whole session. All right. So that's good. And I want to just check it in first. But I will going to put all of that these as a chore. We work design. You know, I'm always bad at this, describing what's going on. Starting over at back support. No, as the code rushed, some lines are not really Defined and oh, what else I can say? Separate with our options, which kind of still is the same thing. Okay, I can live with that. So I have two types over here. I still debating will it be needed, but well, keep it like that for now. And we will see. Okay. So now let's tackle this. Let's tackle that. Maybe I end up going back to what I have. Because right now I'm thinking, I was originally thinking when I was just start working on this, is that the API might be different. Remember the builder has this low config and low plugin default and so on. And so I was thinking one of it is loading the package.json, but that is actually not the case. But I'm not going to deal with that at the moment. I want to get things started as quickly as possible. So I'm actually going to implement this so that I can have the integration test or the unit test and from end to end to pipe it through. So that's what I'm going to do. So therefore, back to here. Forget about the Fluent syntax for now. Let's minimize. Oh no. Forget about the low config. We will handle that later. Add commands is also so the default. So that is the one that I'm going to do next. So this will provide a default, and then put that in. Here. So I'm going to add this back, and now here is where the data-driven design come in. Okay, so instead of doing it like this, which is what I was doing, I'm going to write the default function as well, default method as a function. All right. Okay. So I'm going to write this, and then I'm going to add the default like this. Parsing error. It doesn't. What the hell? Oh, because the word default. What if I do it like this? Yeah. Okay. I really want to work on it the way that I wanted. So I'm going to adjust the name a little bit. Doing it like this. And here default function. This probably won't work well. Well, let's keep going for now. So what I have over here is the default function. That is how I already used to define it. And then another thing is my type location. So right now I'm putting it in here, which is wrong because in the code I'm going to expose it. I need to expose it so that the user will able to see it. If not, it's a type that is not exported and it will have a problem. So I am going to move this back to here. Well, actually, I think I already know the answer to the question I have at the beginning, which is this will be still the same, right? There's no difference. And so and also over here, instead of describing the type by the actual implementation, I'm going to separate it. I'm going to define it like this. And then this change back to CLI builder. Remove this. And then the same thing over here. Builder, keep it like that. And then here is this. All right, to satisfy that. Okay, so let's go back to the original code. So this, I was using the commands, and over here, I was still using the closure to enclose all of this. But this time, I'm going to put that inside the command. So then, well, inside the builder. So now the thing is, I need to start thinking about public and private properties, right? Because on the CLI builder, when you're using it from outside, I'm not expecting you to see all the commands that being loaded, because I don't want to confuse the user by providing multiple ways to access the commands. And also, you know, if you were looking at the previous implementation, you see these commands are not really command, they are the command specs, which is used here to create the actual command instance. So the you know, all different. So this the bottom line is this command is really some internal property. And over here again, I was using a closure to put it in, and so the functions are inside this CLI builder, and so that they can share that property or variable in this case. So now, as I'm not doing this, it could get a little bit more complicated, but that's okay. That's part of the exercise. So let's do this. Do it like that. So builder, so this becomes CLI builder internal, and return that, and this is still satisfied. This is still okay. I'm not going to run the. Oh, actually, let me go ahead and run the test because I want to do some cleanup. Okay, so the test passed, and then I think this will still work because inside the create app state, I actually took that into account. Yep, that works. Okay, that's that. I can do a commit now, but because I basically this is a rework, so I gonna stay, keep it like this. All right. So now over here, what is in the command? So in this, I used to say over here, it get the command and omit the name, right? And so the command was something like this with a name and description and so on. But for the default one, I actually don't need the name. That's why I was doing this. But now, as I really want to simplify all this stuff, so I'm going to create a property called default command and use that instead, because in TypeScript there is a balance you need to strive, which is yes, we can use the generic type, all these utils like those I created in Type Plus to reuse the type and extract the things and manipulate it, and so we have less code to write. But at the same time, there is still a limitation on how deep the recursion, the function calls on the type level programming can do. So if I do that too much, then I might end up running into problems. So because of that, now over here, I'm not going to do that. And instead, I'm going to keep it like this. And this, I think I can just reuse. Let me comment that out. And also this. because I'm not dealing with the config at the moment. Expect 0 argue. Oh, default. Oh, yes, of course. All right. So that will pass that part. And then I still have the pass function. Which let's take a look at it. At it over here. So over here, what I did was adding this executable, which I can also use. But without, I'm actually a little bit hesitated or concerned right now. As I'm reuse all this code, I can quickly get into trouble. As one of the things is in this video or this restart, I want to keep it, slow down a little bit, but just keep reusing it. I might overlook some design issues. And so let's forget about this. It's okay. We can take care of this later. Forget about this. Forget about this. Okay. And over here, this is omit the type as version so that I can specify the default and add the executable. Do I have a config over here? Let's just take it out for now. All right. Oh, but there's still an error over here. That's what we need to take a closer look into. This test util can be added, no problem. So let's fix this. So in here, right now this is failing because the type, this is returning this guy, which doesn't have the pass function. Right, and over here, I was just casting it as any. And actually, yeah, I have this function doing in the low plugin, but not in the default, and also not in the add commands. I think that is actually a bug. And actually, let's just make this a async function. So by default, this All right, so now let's take a look at it. Void, permission void is not assigned to any, because I don't really care the return type. And then over here, CLI commands, because I renamed it the command. So let me just add that back in. So all those are good now. Although with this warning, but it's okay. So this context is not assignable to method of type this. We already do a pick. Well, because I omit the default and CLI executable, so that's okay. Oh, I see. So that is because in the past over here in this one, I taking the builder. And what I really want is not the builder, because I want the bare minimum, right? So it's kind of like this. Right, for the executable, okay, I can just keep it like this for now. I don't care what's in there at the moment. Of course, that is actually not true. I have some local states that I need to fill in. But currently, this will make it, well, build. So that's what I'll be focusing on. Cause this failed because the pass function have not been taken care yet, and I think also the default function, right? Because the default function right now, this is just default, and it should take in the default command. So that's actually is a bit weird, because over here I do expect it to take a command, but when this type is assigned to it, it still works. So when I'm doing this, because I'm trying to make it work in TypeScript, I think I start trading off some type safety. But let's finish it up and see how it turns out first. So back to here. What we did is we get the comments and then just unshift, put it at the top, right? So this, in this case, will be just doing this unshift command, and also with name empty string, right? That will work. And to keep this nicer, let's do it like this. So this can take care of the default function part. And then on the parse one, right now, I can just kind of trick it. Because in my test, I'm not passing in any param. So I'm just calling this command. So now that's where this where is it? Where I should start filling this in. So there is a command, commands array, like that. So and then just run. So the command function type is over here, which has this run. So and do it like that, and put the argument. Let's just put nothing in there. And it required a UI and all those things. Let's even forget about this. Right. This should make one of the test pass. I haven't created. In the damn it. It's still not calling. But I think I did over here. Yeah, it is calling. Oh, on the reporter, I have to specify the UI first and all those things. So this is calling. It is doing what I wanted, but I need to create the instance and all those things and specify the UI before the test will pass. So because of time, let's wrap up a little bit over here. So what I was trying to do is to using the disk to add additional functionality to the type, and from there try to combine the functional programming and also OO together for this data oriented paradigm or design. But it turns out not that good because of TypeScripts not able to detect some of the error that it otherwise would able to detect. Right, say like this one. the well, also right now I have to mark this as any, so it make it even worse. But even if I'm not doing that, over here the type of the default would expect a command, but if I'm not putting it here, it does not complain. Right, because probably it's because of it have to accommodate the in JavaScript you can use the arguments to process all the arguments passing in. So in the object leader and assign it do some special case to ignore those errors, which is not what I want. I wanted to detect the error. I wanted to say that, okay, with this function, with this or without that signature, when I try to assign it, I want this to pop up as an error saying that, hey, in this object, it is a CLI builder, and this default function or method is requiring to take in a command, but you are not providing it. So what if? Let's take a look and fix it. But that's not what happening. So that's kind of a bummer. I don't know the answer to this. I don't know if I should just quickly declare a defeat, a failure, that doing this kind of programming is not a good way to write code in TypeScript. But it does seems like that way. I'm going to stop the video now and think about it a little bit and see if there are other ways to make this work. Because I do like the the data-oriented design approach, the data-oriented approach, so that we can organize the functions in a little bit more with a bit more grouping, put it this way. Because that's one of the problem in functional programming. You have to pass in all the things in the context, in the first argument, and it's the nature of it, and the data already and the design doing it the other way makes it kind of more like OO, while it's still not OO, and you're able to still get the same function flexibility in OO. In functional programming. So that's why I like it and I want to try it here, but it seems like it doesn't work well. Well, if anyone watching this video and see, and think that there is a way to accomplish that, leave it in a comment, or you can send me, contact me in the Twitters or in other platforms, and we can discuss this a bit more. So, well, that's it for this video, and hope you enjoy this. Hope you learned something and about the data-oriented approach, and we will see you in the next one. All right, bye bye.